likely. And we'll have the Viego to play around here. I overall like T1's draft because you always have to trust in the, Guma Draven, with Keria there at the end. There's a lot of A's at the end of this. Guma, Keria, Draven. But then you have Lissandra, who can really help turn team fights against the hard engage here of Guangdong Freaks. And I think a lot of this game is going to be based on
for T1. All right, here we are onto the Rift. Just to update those of you that are perhaps watching a VOD maybe in the future, Hex Flash is disabled, and so none of our players were able to take it. And we'll just have to see when that one is going to be fixed. Of course, that was due to an issue yesterday where we had a pause for about 1 million years, is what it roughly felt like.
Yeah,
right.
I do like the immersion you're talking about here. I guess I want to talk about for a moment, as Moham is going to maybe look for something with a shove.
Yeah, not bad here. Was Fate's accuracy as Elim. He's going to come on over. Faker still has Flash, and I believe the Claw available. The dodge. Just beautiful there. Sidesteps the stun of his former teammate as he makes his way in. And so doesn't need to flash, doesn't need to do anything.
Draven is missing. They know he's probably rotating up, and T1's comp relies on that extra Draven damage. So this is an opportunity for Guangdong to actually push bottom and grab Drake if they are fast to do this, and they are. In fact, so Guangdong actually really realizing quite well how to play this situation. Now Teddy's going to grab at least a plate down here. They will grab a Drake for this.
Gwen was a lot stronger. She was nerfed. Nah, wasn't. As Faker's going to get shoved again, but Elim not going to be able to find the stun one more time. And Ona's rotating up. Faker can go for something aggressive if you would like to. As Keria over the wall, Moham going to move on in. And Ona has to flash, actually, to get himself out of the way. Another seismic shove goes down. There's the bandage toss as well. Heartbreaker comes in, and that's first blood to Moham. Ona just caught after the flash.
Yeah, caught after the flash there, and everybody's here. Now, Gumayusi was pushing bottom during this. He was hoping to get a massive amount of value there, but unfortunately with Owner flashing and now being dead,
hasn't necessarily been at full force throughout this season, as Keria's going to flash on top of him. I cast a curse the heck out of Fate there, but he is going to keep himself alive after the flash and the cleanse do go on cooldown.
And unfortunately for Keen, doesn't get to trade anything back. There's no cross-map play available here.
Ooh. Okay. Successful hiding completed there by Owner, as Keen's going to rotate over here. Zeus, Nabar in a great position, has the hop onto his own minions, and there was no way that he was ever in any danger there.
This is the crazy thing about Gnar, is Gnar can be weak side in the early parts of the game against a Gwen, but then become more powerful as Faker's hiding here.
Yeah, and Fate's going to find another seismic shove, but so far hasn't won out on this trade. The heal did have to be used, as Faker needs another. Oh, he was waiting for the whirling death, but it just whirls.
Well,
oh, the return! It was a little bit scary. You just can't can't run that far over to the right, and of course Fate.
But yeah, like the Gnar power. Okay, Faker's fine.
Yep.
The Gnar power is just so insane when he's given a Rift Herald, because he could take out a whole turret if he's given support to do so, then just hop away unpunished.
That's Fate's call, but it's going to get Moham instead. It's now Gumayusi looking for some autos. Moham is just dead. I'm not sure what the aim was there, as Keria is going down extraordinarily low. Weaver's Wall comes in, he breaks his stopwatch, but I think his life is still down. But Zeus finds the backline. Teddy over the wall, hops back again. That was so sick from Teddy, as now Keen's going to jump on top of Zeus. Teddy's out of the fight though, and now Ona is battling against Fate. He's going to break his stopwatch, and Faker just cues him, and that's going to secure that one. Now Keen trying to dash his way out. Elim is getting some resets here, as now Keen's like, well, maybe I'll come back. Maybe it's a quadra kill. Maybe is it going to be the penta? No, it's not. Teddy steals it away. That was going to be our second jungle pentakill here in the LCK, Wolf. It's a disaster.
So close. And the Viego power is there, but it is stolen away. And at the end of the day, and yeah, this is just...
Let's listen to his response. To see whether he also wanted a pentakill.
Get him.
I think he's still focused.
I think he said Chamasa, I'm like kind of like I'm holding it in, like I gave it to you basically. I think it was implied in what he said there.
He could be in here at a moment's notice. Moham gonna find an ult, but it's not the one he really wanted. Keen, not as immune as he wants to be. His fake is just picked off, and Keen will go golden. It'll keep himself alive. The depth charge comes in, but the dash out, and look at the health bars from T1. They are getting destroyed. A defensive Gnar will save Carrier and Gumayusi, but they're not going to be able to save the Drake, nor kill anyone on Guangdong Freaks.
I don't understand. And look, I mean, the Drake itself is massive. It's important, but they have vision control around this. T1 actually don't know this is being taken. Gumayusi's going to come over here and be like, oh, okay, yeah, they must be on the Baron. They did have, of course, that ward there over the wall, so they can't identify this. And Guma's going to trade this one out. But the Baron, I might lose my mind, though. Like, someone's got to answer this.
Well, Moham is going to move up there alongside Elam, and Keen is looking for a bit of a flanking play here. Zeus may be overextended. He doesn't have flash, and it's likely that he may just die. The Gnar is going to come back through, but the Weaver's Wall is going to be there, and there's a special delivery. Big ol' Gnar gets a double wallop, but he's still going to die. But that's 4 members invested, and that is not a teleport that was ever going to work.
Yeah, so that's a teleport down, that's a turret down.
So much information for T1, though, as now Keen thinks this is a 1v1, but the claw is going to come through. He does immediately go into his Zhonya's. The rest of Guangdong Freaks are going to turn up, but it's a big Gnar from Zeus. They managed to take down Keen, but it's a trade of top laners for now, and Guangdong Freaks, they still have a turret here. And trading evenly and picking up that Drake is still definitely in favor of Guangdong Freaks. As you can see, and now they're going to rotate back. This ward, pretty good place here, as Fate is going to spot it. And Guangdong Freaks, they will start the Baron. This is what their comp is so good at. It's very, very good
Weaver's Wall.
at controlling this area. Yep, Wall goes up first. They've got Smite and Rend. Even if someone gets in here, the Baron belongs to Guangdong. Owner now in trouble, does have the ult, but it does not matter. The Viego picks up the first kill. Carrier, he's going down incredibly low. Elam is going to give a cash in over to Gumayusi, but Gumayusi fell down beforehand. Keen is now chasing Zeus, but Zeus will survive for the moment, but it is second Baron to Guangdong Freaks, and they're looking to break the base.
And a massive team fight win, and like you said, they're going to break the base. Keen just comes back in with a teleport. They want to end the game right now. They have Baron buff, and they've got a ton of wave clear. Guma's not up for 30 seconds here. They are at least going to get an inhibitor down, but I think they might just take the Nexus too. They have so much damage here. Carrier is nothing to defend. Zeus doesn't have his Narbar anymore, and here we go.
Yep. Seismic Shove, not going to find the mark, but Keen is just focusing on these structures. Zeus trying desperately to stop them from breaking their base in half, but it's just not going to work. Fate was tanking for a long time, but it's now a bare Nexus, and Guangdong Freaks, they're going to do it again, or at least in game number 1, as the Nexus does go down. Like, after watching Nongshim yesterday and the discoordination that they had, uncoordination, I don't know, discoordination, definitely not a word.
And it looks like that's going to come through with the Ashe support.
Oh my god.
Okay, so both the counters in one rotation here.
that is some very say no to Teddy style drafting, and I absolutely love it. Also, a lot of vision control.
Works well into what they're setting up because they have so much pick, and the Viego is just going to be able to obviously reset and pop off, but they want to have more isolation here with the Jarvan pick.
All right, here we are. Once again, the FPX skin come through for Keen. It's his favorite one. This is how you play
level
Jarvan.
2 Jarvan gank. But Owner expects this is coming over here.
It's actually kind of genius. But we'll see what's actually going to happen here as Elam is going to rotate over. Carrier's like, nope, I'm out of here. I'm flashing. Oh no, Elam misses the Q. But now Gumayusi's kind of left on his lonesome. Oh, Q is barely going to get dodged there by Teddy. And Moham, as now Gumayusi is looking to turn this one around. He changed skins as well to make sure that he was really in the zone.
So Carrier now down both summoners here. Did go the heal this game around to actually give Gumayusi an extra speed up and some extra sustain in these longer trades where Gumayusi can win out actually against Kalista with the Draven, as we talked about last time.
Moham is in trouble. Immediately the cleanse comes through on the handshake, though, as the Ren not going to get a reset or anything like that.
Here still.
Once again rotating over.
This should be a flash.
There is just a flash. As Hawkshot spots Elam out, he gets notified of that situation as well, as now T1 going to have to play defensively. That is not how this lane wants to play.
Exactly.
As you can see, Owner wanting to get that level advantage as he takes down his Krugs, but remains in the area.
It's kind of hard here, especially Summoner's down to try to make a play, and Elam is just going to camp this lane.
Yeah, that's what he has to do. As Gumayushi still sub 50%. The T1 playing very respectfully, and you can see Ona once again lurking. Great positioning for the Lee Sin as he gets the knock-up. Gumayushi still in trouble even though the Lee Sin's here, but they get the first blood. Gumayushi walks it out. He just needed the flash, guys. That's all he needed, and that's all they had remaining, as now Ona still looking for more. Wants to be able to grab this. He safeguards forward, gets the flash out of Moham as Teddy's trying to punish any potential overextension, but another Q is going to land as he flashes to bring Ona under the turret. The handshake! That was 11 head from Guangdong Freaks, but Moham, oh, it's going to get blocked as well. What an amazing series of plays from both teams. T1, though, do walk away with first blood.
It's a bottom 3v3. That's all we're watching. This is going to be Gumayushi. Has flash, just pulls it off the last possible second, is spamming it. Turns around, does not get the kill, but doesn't care at this stage. Still doesn't have very many stacks. And then this is the turnaround where you see the Lee Sin take the Sonic Wave. Flash comes in. Handshake guarantees he's pushed back under turret. Well played here. Then he blocks the arrows.
Yeah, the volley block was fantastic from Teddy as well.
The setup here on the trades of the AD carries, which Guma is hitting super hard right now.
Yeah, Teddy getting taken down relatively low. Ona's position hasn't been given away yet. As Ellen moves in, they get the handshake, but there's the Q. It connects onto Teddy somehow. The bailout comes in, but it's not going to work. Cannon Barrage is also largely ignored as Gumayushi's going to cash in at 7.5 minutes here in game number 2. And things are looking much different this time around.
Yeah, okay, Cataclysm is ready this time.
Yeah, LM's moving on over. I don't think they know where Moham is as Whirling Death flies through. Carrier off to the side, but they're looking for Gumayushi first. Teddy is going to be able to lock that one down as now Fate gets on down here. He's spirit rushing forward, but Carrier is going to be left alive for now as they're running out of minions underneath this turret. Teddy's just going to hop himself away, and he's going to do a bit of damage to Ona. And now, of course, Jarvan buffed a little bit. That passive goes off a little bit more as Faker's going to weave his wall over. He wants Moham.
They know he's flashless.
He does find the seismic shove, but they do manage to get the ulti through. LM in a bit of trouble, who's now completely zoned away from his team. Of course, the Q lands from Ona, and they lock down that pick off as well. And T1 will seamlessly transition into this Drake as well.
And you just don't have choke point control. They have Weaver's Wall, and all it takes is Guma Summoners to make sure he lives. Is Carrier.
Yep, another arrow is already off cooldown as Teddy is going to get bailed out. Let's see whether they can grab the kill. They do! And now Fate is here. Can he land the charm? Of course he can! Gets Gumayushi against the wall and will be able to guarantee it. Beautifully done here as Guangdong Freaks answer back, but Faker is getting plates in the mid lane.
Okay, maybe not.
Yep, never mind. Keen is just battling against Zeus here, who's just ignoring the gangplank damage and might just kill him, as he can always headbutt the wall. Good little movement there from Keen to avoid.
Flash?
But there's the flash. The brittle was there, and he was just waiting. He was just waiting for a breath.
He knows. He knows that Keen has no flash, and as long as he hits that breath, it's just going to be enough. If he flashes on him, we'll get the kill. Yeah. This is going to be a denial of the Rift Herald, at least here for Guangdong Freaks. In the meantime, Freaks' side, they have strong engages. Once again, we're going to see the Jarvan rotate over.
Another Fate's Call. Gumayushi not going to get knocked up from it, but will go down as Teddy's just going to rip out all of the sticks. As now Ona and Faker moving on over. Carrier here as well. Seismic shove not going to land onto Moham. That was dangerous. And so not going to need to worry about that for the next little while as there's a knock-up. Ornhorn to come in. Zeus taking matters into his own hands. Cannon Barrage, though, in a pretty good position. And Zeus not going to be able to get the kick that he's looking for. He does secure the kill onto Moham, but it's a one-for-one trade at the moment as Teddy trying to be in position to get these auto attacks down. There is the movement forward as Fate is going to get the stopwatch out of Faker. Ellen flashes to get himself out of the way, but Teddy locks down the kill. But in goes Zeus. He will be taken down though as the flash comes out. Teddy's playing so well today. It's just ridiculous as Gumayushi completely out of mana but avoids the charm. And Guangdong Freaks, they win another team fight.
This is a massive lead for them now, Atlas. They win another team fight, but 4 kills on the Ahri, 4 kills on the Kalista.
As Ona just fishing for any potential Q to come through. This minion wave is going to come down as the arrow connects onto Ellen somehow, and he will get punished. Cataclysm went down. It tried to deny the Ornhorn. I believe it did, as Zeus didn't get a whole lot of CC there, but still, a whole lot of this damage has been done as Faker is going to block off so many members, and Teddy, flashes behind Faker's wall and is just kept there. In the little, he's like in Harry Potter's cupboard under the stairs wall. That's not what you want to see.
Guangdong Freaks had such a good mid game. It looked like they might have been able to just choke T1 out of the game. They had a nice lead, but a few great calls from T1, namely their rush towards that 4th Drake was so massive. Now it's going to look to push to end the game. A lot of turret shots tanked, however, so we'll have to wait for these minions to come through.
Yeah, so it may not be over just yet. But, you know, it's sort of it. As Faker is going to get caught, he was trying to take a Hex Gate. Hex Gates have been a very big problem here in the LCK for a large array of reasons.
Well, that was a game that was basically in T1's hands. They messed around with the push, took a few extra turret shots.
Does this mean Guangdong get Baron?
Yeah, that's what I'm like. This is actually kind of a silly swing that should not have happened. And T1 have a teleport, so teleporting mid. Weaver's Wall is up for Faker, but he's not going to be here in time. This is kind of a disaster. Now, they do have Ashe Arrow.
Yeah, and this Baron goes down extraordinarily quickly. This is Rageblade Callista. They also have a lot of Secure as the arrow is going to fly by, but it doesn't land on Keen this time. Owner looks for a Q. He gets into the back of the pit and steals away the Baron. And now all of them are just fish in a barrel for Gumayushi to throw a lot of big axes at. He will be taken down, but Teddy is still looking for more. Carrier not going to get rendered that time around, though, as Owner is going to find Fate and locks down that kill. So the rest of T1 take matters into their own hands. And this game is now officially over.
Yes, the second time is the charm here, as Faker will, you know that time when you die in the solo queue game and your team pushes to end and you're really sad you're not there? That's Faker right now.
Yeah, he's like, wait, I want to be in the picture. I want to be in the photo.
Yeah, I want to be in the end. He's Weaver's walling his way over. Will he be in the final shot? I guess he might just barely get in frame in time. But T1, that really decisive call to push for Drake. I keep going back to it, but I think it was a beautiful call. Wins them the game. They turned it so brilliantly around Vision. Yeah. They will bring us to a 3rd game here. Not going to be Guangdong Freaks with a back-to-back 2-0 this season around.
So I'm really hoping that we see another competitive game here in game number 3.
I hope so too, and I think for Guangdong Freaks taking even a single game against T1 in the 2nd series, it feels great. If you're able to steal this one away though, if you go 2-0 over T1, you'll still be the only team to have beaten T1.
They won the most games against T1 all season, absolutely.
So you kind of get 2 freebies on series you probably should have taken in the 1st round robin. Distance away as oh! This could be huge. There's a lot of big ultimates to steal here.
That's a really cool, and we've just kind of forgotten that Silas exists since the very first game where it was banned 2nd by T1. 3. Guangdong Freaks fans, I think we can hear more of them a little bit more loudly here in the studio because we are over their side of LOL Park. But T1 still drowning out any opposition when it comes to fan chants, as per usual. And we'll see whether that is going to help get T1 across the line here against Guangdong Freaks. As Guangdong kind of proving to be the kryptonite for T1 here because they have just not had that much trouble.
They were removed, I think, or that was changed so that the bottom 2v2s, the blue side, couldn't actually just get across.
Yeah. That was a million years ago.
Yeah, that was pretty busted. So old strategy as, okay, LM's down here, level 2.
Yeah, and Carrier's been lit on fire already. The heal has come out as Gumayushi is real dead. That's the flash, that's the rend, and that is Teddy picking up first blood.
Way more valuable to take out the Draven than it is to take out the Ashe in this case. So going for Guma instead of Carrier there, having the already preemptively set up control of the lane.
Basically a cash-in away from being able to start that snowball rolling. And Guangdong Freaks have to do their very best to deny it as long as is humanly possible. And they may have to do it forever. As Gumayushi takes a fair bit of damage here, but Fate's Call is going to be traded. Okay, Handshake's going to get a cleanse out as well. As Zeus is down here, there's the kick flash, and there's a surprise Gragas as well, as Gumayushi is not going to go down. The stick's not rendered out there, and Teddy is going to be taken.
And boom. Suddenly, T1 back on the map, tying up the goals.
Absolutely. This is a very scary time, as that's a nice handshake onto Carrier. Ellen's going to walk on over. This is a really dead Ashe. There is absolutely nothing he can do there, and Fate is going to collect a kill. Gumayushi gets a huge spike in gold, as we can see.
Just as long as you don't force this, Guangdong, I think you're feeling pretty good about this.
Yeah, don't make the old mistake that we were talking about, you know, as Arrow is going to connect. Weaver's Wall comes through as well. Seismic Shove, the delivery of the Ahri, but she can Spirit Rush. That's going to get her out of the way, and that is definitely good news. As you can see, teleports coming through from Guangdong Freaks. Don't know whether they'll be able to save the turret, but in goes LM. Hostile takeover coming down as well as the chains do not connect. Keen finds himself an arrow, though, the handshake onto Gumayusi, and he's wiped from the rift. It's a two-man seismic shove, but I think Gumayusi also managed to cash in some of his checks.
And yeah, he'll take one with him, but they save a turret, grab 2 extra kills. This is Moham's angle here. T1 have no vision on where he is. They are so far pushed off. And Guangdong are going to turn this into a Drake advantage, as you can see alive as well.
Oh man, Moham played that just amazingly.
They're like, oh, Draven's supposed to be ahead at this point in the game. This is supposed to be his win condition.
Oh, good flash from Moham, but he's still hit by the Q. Not going to be Ona going in on it just this time around as Keen collects himself an arrow. Can he deny Ona from getting in and stealing this? And of course the answer is absolutely not, as LM just going to get face-to-face with T1 and does eventually get himself out. Uses the cast to taxi after the flash. The Guangdong Freaks kind of just left here looking a little bit silly after they lose the Drake because Ona's smites are too good.
Yeah, I mean, Ona's smites are so good. They also lose a flash.
Weaver's Wall. The seismic shove onto Teddy as Whirling Death is just, it's going to be shield bowed. So I look a little bit silly, but Teddy is going to be alive. However, T1 should be able to get themselves a lot of damage on this inner turret, if not just the inner turret itself. All right, we're clearing out wards where we can on the Guangdong Freak side. Is that control ward actually probably going to be very important as Keen's wrapping around himself. LM also looking to come in. Let's see what the hijack is going to be. Is now Zeus not exactly the priority target as Fate's Call comes on through. Handshake goes wide as Ona is going to have the kick stolen away and used against him. Hostile takeover comes in as well as now LM's going to get healed. Zeus now finds himself in the front line but without too many options. But Moham's going to get picked off. Gumayusi cashes in yet again, and Guangdong Freaks are scattering to the hills.
Oh, now they're trapped as well by the Weaver's Wall. Looks like Teddy will be able to get away. Does have flash, and of course his dash there with the auto. Gets over the wall, now has to flash.
Yep, is able to make it out, but Faker is going to flash on over. I think Seismic Shove should be up again pretty soon, and there it is. Teddy is going to be trapped in there and will be taken down by Faker this time.
And as Guangdong, like, you can't even approach the Baron. You have to push waves to try to start something, Guma.
Yep, Cataclysm, and Gumayushi's just going to kill Ellen. He does eventually flash, and the GA is going to go down as Zeus overextends into the entirety of Guangdong Freak. So that is going to be a pick, and they get the flash and cleanse out of Gumayusi.
Okay, so now you have the choke point controlled. Silas can have another hijack. He's level 16. Maybe this is the miracle. Zeus gets greedy for the flank, and now they're a man up.
And Arrow is going to go wide there as well. That'll be up in 3.5 seconds.
Good luck, Guangdong. You're walking out of Baron now. You could have been the ones turning on it, and you are never going to have this angle now. Keen has hijack. Let's see how good it is this time. T1 back away.
Yeah, well, Weaver's Wall going to try and break up the fight as now Keen finds himself completely alone. He has to flash, but is he out of danger as LM is trying to be the hero and chase after him? Gumayusi now stuck inside the Cataclysm and he has no flash. The kick comes back as Keen is still alive. Teddy locks down the first kill. Hostile takeover is exactly that right now as Carrier trying to be a stand-in AD carry, but he doesn't have the items for it. And there is the chain that comes back from Keen. Just amazingly played. Carrier, I don't think he can do this by himself as the arrow will come in, but it doesn't do enough. Individual ultimates have their own cooldowns, and so you can't just spam the same one over and over, but he does have quite a few options.
Fate isn't seen here. Could look for Gumo, still doesn't have flash. Over the wall!
Not going to be able to get there as he was inside the Hex Gate, but can they win the team fight is going to be the question as LM going down very, very low. Gumayusi just fighting in the back of the pit. It's the Thunderdome, it's the Colosseum, and he's doing so much damage! Moham's now going to have to walk this one off as T1 obliterate the team fight.
Doesn't have flash, but he's got a cleanse, and Guma does 8,000 damage in this team fight as Fate tried as he might to try to get that backline kill. Take out the AD carry. That was the name of the game. LM took flash, took him out there, prevented the Baron, but at the end of the day, they still had to force a fight into a choke point. The Thunderdome that T1 set up, and that's the last kill of the game as T1 will march down to take what's theirs. A very close series, one that lived up to the revenge storyline we set here as Guangdong won it in the first round robin, but T1 will take the narrow 2-1 victory in the end. What a series, Atlas.
Yeah. It was a great one, surprising, and they were also all in the sky, rotating over in Hex Gates. It was an odd situation for Guangdong Freaks, but as you can see, in the end, Faker and Gumayusi do the most damage. A lot of that in that last team fight. I remember you actually stating the 8,000 damage that Gumayushi did. If
Thank you very much, guys. This is Jason for the PUG interview translation, joined by Zeus from T1 after taking down Guangdong Freaks. How do you feel getting your revenge on them? Even though we lost game number 1, we were able to, come back stronger for the next games because it was not about opponents playing so well. It was more about, us not being able to do our best in the first one, so we were able to do better in the upcoming games. So we were able to secure the match victory. And another solo PUG interview by Zeus. Congratulations on that, and also being the PUG leader of the LCK Summer. How do you feel about that? I mean, I don't know. I don't know how to express my feelings. I feel so honored, and also I think my teammates also deserved some PUGs. So I don't know. I feel a bit embarrassed right now to be the solo PUG. So, what are your thoughts on your performance recently? You've been popping off lately. I think we were going through a lot of stuff, but still I was able to play well, so I'm pretty satisfied with my performance these days. So Guangdong Freaks was the only team that took down T1 in the first round robin, so did you feel any pressure coming into this rematch? Well, actually, after losing the first game, I was like, maybe this is like a mismatch of T1, or is there something like a mental hurdle for us? But still, we kind of figured that we still have a good shot against them, and we will be able to do better in the game 2 and 3. So we were able to keep our confidence straight up. So I want to ask you about the draft. So the opponents played Kalista Renata in game 2 and 3, and T1 kind of quickly revealed the Ashe support strategy into that bottom duo. Korea prepared this pick into the opponent's bottom duo, and he was pretty confident in that, so we went with his confidence. And any thoughts about that Ashe support performance? Yeah, like imagining being the opponent of that Ashe support, I would have been losing my mind. And Zeus, you played Ornn for the first time of the summer split. How was it? I felt a lot more comfortable somehow. It was really fun to play. Zeus, you're good at every champion, but your performance on aggressive picks are really on point, and a lot of people are expecting to see more of that from you. But today, you were also pretty destructive on that Ornn as well. Is there anything you are not good at, Zeus? Thank you for the compliment. Looking forward to seeing more of the unlocked champions from Zeus as well. Game 2, there was this team fight on the mid lane where Ashe was able to land the ult onto the J4 and got the Baron, and also T1 was able to get a Baron still later on as well. It seems like it is impossible to beat T1 around Baron area. Do you guys also agree? I don't think we are paying attention to the Baron fight especially, but somehow we always get to walk away with a victory around the Baron. In game 3, we had almost the same traps, just like game number 2, except for the top lane picks. I think the blind pick Talia was really effective, right? T1 managed to secure the pick as a first pick in the game 3. We've practiced Talia a lot in scrims and practices, and we went for this comp a lot in the past. Were you guys not afraid of the enemy Ahri? Not really. We didn't really care much. However, in game number 3, Gragas was having some hard time into Sylas. You were behind in CS, and you decided to kind of play for your team, not for the lane this time around. Well, to be honest, I wanted to invade the enemy jungle and then get vision. And I said I was gonna get sweeper, but it was my mistake because I didn't start with the sweeper. So I was late for the vision invade. So there was a bit of an accident on my end. So I feel sorry about that for my teams. But while I was playing that game, it doesn't really matter whether Gragas gets more CS because it doesn't really change the result of the game, so I wanted to focus on the bottom lane instead. And I think that strategy worked out really well. Your next opponent will be Freddy Brion coming up in 2 days. What is your mindset for that match? I think Freddy Brion is really solid and they're really strong. So I hope we can do as good as we normally do, and I hope we don't get caught off guard in that match. And lastly, any message for your fans? I can see a lot of fans are out here supporting us, so I want to say thank you. And we will keep working hard, fighting. And this will be the end of the interview from Zeus from T1, and back to the carpet space. Thank you.